morning, Purple America. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's 8:07, and I hope everyone's having a great weekend. Thank you so much for everybody that got the Don't Be a Sucker flyers on Thursday. It was so much fun. It was a great experience. That video actually took off. I haven't checked the analytics this morning because I don't check them from 8 to 8 and I have something else going on. It just keeps me balanced. But last I checked, it was like 240 views and we got like 6,000 impressions. So thank you to you, like round of applause, because without all of you guys, without you guys watching, commenting, sharing, being that spark, I'm just a talking head on a camera, you know what I mean? So this is an awesome experience for you. It is for me as well, but it's because of you guys. So that everybody that watched, commented, shared, thank you so much. It's so amazing. Amazing beyond words. Like, it's indescribable, period. Anyways, on the next subject, when I was out on campus on Thursday passing out flyers, I talked to a absolutely wonderful group of people. We had a great conversation about how respect and unity would go a long way if we're just willing to meet each other and discuss the issues without hate, without disrespect. And at the end of it, after the conversation, they were nice enough to invite me to church. And I will be totally honest with you, because you can always expect me to be honest. I had no intention of going. Zero. None. But when I got home, I went on my walk. Walking is where I think. That's the time where my brain lights up. I'm out in nature, the air. It helps me stay grounded. And especially with all of this going so fast, especially considering I've never done anything like this. I'm completely inexperienced. And according to the metrics, it's taking off in a way that is just not common. So that's unbelievably cool, but the most important thing is that the message stays pure and I stay grounded. It's not about clicks, it's not about views, don't get me wrong, they're awesome, but only because the message is spreading. Do you know what I mean? That's the only reason. Anyways, back to the story. As I was walking, I felt something in my back pocket and I reached into it, and it was this. It was the invitation card from the people. It's up to the Calvary Church, and I'm going to go at 9 o'clock. I'm going because when I felt this in my pocket, the universe just told me to go. And so I am. I'm going to go meet and talk with some people that I would normally never see. I haven't been to church in 30 years. And even when I went those 30 years ago, it was only like 5 times, and that was because I went with one of my very good friends from around the corner, and his family went to church a lot. It was actually Sandia Church of the Nazarene in Albuquerque, Mexico. So whoop, whoop, shout out. That was a long time ago. I think it got renamed. Anyways, and my friend's name was Jordan. I won't say his last name, but Jordan, if you ever see this, I came around again 30 years later. Just kidding. But I'm very excited in the real time. Very excited. And I'm in a whole different state of being and a whole different state of mind and totally receptive to a message that I would never have been receptive to before because my own walls were up. And that's why I think I got that overwhelming compulsion to go this morning, because that's what Purple America is about. And I gotta live up to what I'm saying, is meet people where they're comfortable, even if you're not. And why? Because that's what life is. It's just about experience. It's about learning and growing and forging relationships in the real world. I mean, this is cool. This is amazing. We can meet people that you can never meet before. People from all over the world. 6,000 people saw the thumbnail, between the two thumbnails over the weekend. That's insane. That's like blown up. Like, wow, you know what I mean? And it is. I don't have really a frame of reference to describe how cool it is. Anyways, I'm gonna go for right now because I'm going to church. I'm very excited. I'm going to see about maybe taking some pictures and filming a little bit there so you can share in the experience, but I want to be totally respectful first. Like, I'm not going to make a video about the channel. I'm going to share the experience with you guys because it means something to me, like it really genuinely does, but the respect and the connection with the people comes first. So if I feel like I can respectfully share the experience with you, I will. If I can't, I will come back and just tell you about it with my words, and hopefully that's enough. Anyways, thank you so much, Purple America. It's been such an amazing weekend so far. This is absolutely going to be the best part, and I'm very excited to share it with all the people at Calvary. Thank you so much for the invite. Like I said, it's the first time in 30 years, so check back later and see how it goes. Love you, Purple America. Happy Sunday morning.
A few hours later.
Hi, Purple America. I'm back. So the first thing I want to say is thank you to Calvary Church for the sermon and for the invite. Wow. I'm trying to find my words right now. So, as you know, I went to church for the first time in 30 years. This was the first time I've sat in a church in 30 years. The church itself, beautiful. It was beautiful. Like, they had a bounce house and a fountain, a big old auditorium, and there was like a concert at the beginning. I'll show you some clips of it. So that was really cool. That was fun. I enjoyed it. There was some good singing. It was good vibes. And then the sermon started. And I'll be honest, I almost got up and walked out when the sermon started, when I found out the topic, because literally every single wall in me just came up. It was like, oh, fudge no, I am not going to sit here and listen to this. I was literally about to leave. And then something else came up and I thought to myself, if I had gone to this church today and it had been a sermon about unity and love and, the Spirit of Jesus that speaks to me, then it would have been easy to be there, and it would have been, but no, this was something I disagree with fundamentally, basically, and personally, and yeah, so it was very hard for me to listen to at first. And when I was about to leave, I thought to myself, well, no, don't, because if I leave, then I am not at all espousing the values or living the values that I espouse here on Purple America, because I'm trying to breed unity even if you don't agree. So I completely disagreed, but I stayed and I listened, and it was very hard. And like literally every 5 minutes something was rearing up in me, and I was like, oh, this is crazy, You know how it is. I mean, everybody knows how it is when something that you just fundamentally disagree with, someone is speaking passionately from the other side, especially this topic, which I'm not even going to say what it was, because the topic doesn't have purpose here. So when I was listening, I was trying to get behind it, and it was really hard, and I was trying to stay objective, even though it's a very personal issue for me, and I disagreed with 75% of what was said. And then I realized that there was still like 25% that I did speak to, that I did understand, that I did agree with to a certain point. And then the pastor said at the end, that I love you, even with what he was talking about, but I love God more. And then that was the moment for me. That was when I realized that I don't agree with anything that he was saying. I don't agree with what he used from the Bible to support his statements. I don't agree with that, I'll be honest. But nowhere in that congregation did I feel hate. Okay? And that's the point. They just have different values and different beliefs and were raised in a different world than I was. And for them, what they read in the Bible is the structure with which they live their life, and the values and the commandments and the rules in that book are deeply important to them, and I sensed that. And whereas for so many people, what was being said is hateful and divisive and intolerant, and those are all true from that point of view, but underneath is someone that is deeply spiritual, that has a connection with their higher power, that says something is wrong, and the other part of their gospel is to go out and when you see sin, to confront it, to try to change it. Not because that's the life that they lived, and that is beautiful, and I can get behind that they weren't coming from hate, they were coming from love. Is it mispackaged and misplaced in my opinion? Yes, but that's the beauty of Purple America. That's the beauty of what I'm talking about. Is I was surrounded by people that I don't think all of them felt necessarily that way, but a good majority of them felt completely different to me. And it was very hard to sit there for a while. And then I just realized that they're people trying to live their best lives, at least 95% of them. There might be some hateful ones mixed in. That's just life, and but the majority are there because of their spirit. They love Jesus Christ. They love God. They're trying to live their best lives. And so, even though I disagree, thank you so much for the experience. Thank you for the invite. It really was inspiring. It was a real world test of what I'm trying to do with this, and what I hope this helps people do is that sometimes we have to step outside our comfort zone and be willing to listen to the other side, because now I understand where they're coming from in a way I never did before. And so my relationship with their views is now fundamentally changed for the better, even though I disagree. And that is the power of Calvary. So again, Calvary Church, thank you. It was a very inspiring experience, and it was exactly what was needed for me in my life, in my journey. It was perfect for this channel. I hope if you hear this, that it's just some food for thought, and you can take my experience, and if you're ever in a situation where you're surrounded by people that feel about something that you really just don't agree with, but even if it's that visceral, oh my God, this enrages me that people feel this way, take a few deep breaths to listen to what they're saying, and try to be as objective and hear where they're coming from. Maybe not so much the words, but hear the intent behind those words. And if the intent is love, even though you disagree, you can still disagree with respect and love, rather than hate them because they feel different from you. And that's Purple America. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. To everybody that watched the other videos, thank you so much. We're making a difference just a little bit at a time. It will grow. It is growing. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.